Hello everyone. You may have noticed I've just posted a video to my YouTube channel I made from many years ago, back when I was still in college. That's actually an old video I've relisted. It used to be private, unlisted, but now it's public again. Why? Well, something rather sad's happened this year. Back in May, I was just minding my own business, chatting with a friend about schools, and mentioned how my college, well, I was worried it might not be there anymore, so I checked the website and it was still there. Moving on along. Then, literally the next day, I'm listening to the news and they announced my college, Anna Maria Catholic College in Paxton, was shutting down. Literally the next day after I checked to see if it was still there. So I decided to make the plan to visit my college before it was gone forever. My dad. We took some pictures while we were there, with my Insta camera and my cell phone here. I had a really good time at Emory College. It's where I started animating on my laptop. It's where I started doing Minecraft on my laptop. It's where I really opened up to all you guys online. And it's where I started this YouTube channel. It's just, by the time I post this, which is today, the college is no more. It has been completely shut down. Now, this comes not too long after hearing another college that I was going to look into had shut down a few years ago. Becker, I believe it's called. Still, this hurts a lot. I mean, again, I made a lot of good friends there. I had all good times, good food, and I really loved that dorm room. I remembered I recorded some vlogs in my dorm room, and that I failed to keep them on YouTube. Well, I delisted them, as you see. Well, I'm going to show you directly from my phone some pictures at Anna Maria College on the last time I visited there. This is the art building. This is where I would have classes from art class. This is South Hall. This is my dormitory where those videos were shot from. I had room number 7. It was a medical single, which was special because of my allergies and my ADHD. If it wasn't for those, I wouldn't have had such a nice big dorm room. This is another dorm on campus. Oop, going the wrong direction. This is Madonna Hall. Miriam Hall. I keep thinking of it as Madonna because it has a statue of Madonna holding Jesus out front. This here was one of my last treats at the cafeteria. They had a soft serve machine there even when I was attending. I had a good time there. I used to, after I ate my lunch, grab some cookies from the dessert area and carry them with me to my professor, where I'd sit and chill with, snack with him as he told me stories about his life. That man, Professor Russell, Dr. Russell, I should say, he was an amazing man. I miss talking with him. This picture shows the evolution of the school's logo over the years. When I left Anna Maria, the logo looked like this, which I prefer to what it ended up being. When we finished eating there, they actually turned out the lights. This is the staircase leading down to the school shop from the cafeteria level. It's a spiral staircase with a very unique design. The poles at the top. This is the school shop. Don't worry, I bought a lot of merch Come on, focus. There we go. Don't worry, I bought a lot of merch before the place closed. T-shirts, journals, cough drops even. Yeah, bumper sticker. When I was in college, I used to play in my free time in the lower rec area of the hub. That's what we call the cafeteria. Pool. I wasn't very good at it, but it was a good memory for me. Dad took my picture while I was pretending to play. I wish I could play a full game, but we couldn't stay forever, you know? Come on, focus, damn it. Focus. There. I'm gonna miss that place. On weekend nights, when I stayed over at Maria, I would eat at the hub's burger bar area. It was only open on the weekends, but when I was there last, it was still open, which was nice. This is the cafeteria from the front. Well, from the back, I should say. And this is Founders Hall, one of the main buildings of campus. Emory is was a small college, so there wasn't a whole lot to it. I mean, there was like, at most maybe, let's see, there was Miriam, South Hall, the new building, the second dorm, Trinity, the hub, the arts building, the athletic building, the gym, which is different from the athletic building, if you can believe it. The science building, maybe 10 or 11 buildings. More if you count the dean's building. I never went in there. But yeah, this is Miriam Founders Hall, which also is connected to a different building too. It's where the library was housed. In my last year at Amarillo, they, for some reason, decided to turn the library into like this big sitting area. Come on, focus, please. Yeah, they turned the library into this area. Now, I bet you're thinking, oh, that looks comfortable. Well, imagine what they did to the library then. Oh boy. They put all the books from the library down in the archives. That's what the library turned into. Now, I remember when I was in my last year there and saw this. It was literally my senior year, and I was there for 5 years total. I remember thinking, wow, moving bookshelves, that's so cool, but as an adult I realized, moving bookshelves, that means they didn't have room for the actual shelves. If you need a book from like in here, and there was someone in this aisle and that aisle, you're plumb out of luck, buddy. The librarian was very nice to Dad and I. They talked to us. And while I was down there, I spent some time working on this communal puzzle of what I assume is a hat with ribbons. Come on, focus, please. Never had anything like that. And he also had this very fancy clock I had never noticed before. Shame it's probably going to end up in a yard sale or something. And this was the chapel of my college. It was connected to the library and it was under most of the classrooms and offices. I rarely went in there, but it's a beautiful room. My professor actually, well, doctor, I keep getting that mixed up in my stupidity. My professor actually had his office right next door to that. I remember his office. He had this dried orange on his desk that had become like a little rattle, shrunken and hard, and this statue of this cavalier-looking man with a fake flower being held by it. all the stories Dr. Russell had. And then I went for a walk down this hallway near the auditorium, and I had all these posters about the history of the college. From its founding with the sisters, the story of the sisters themselves, the people who attended through the 50s, and what they did through the 60s. '70s, '80s, come on, focus, please. Fine, be that way. The '90s. This, gentlemen, is why autofocus is not always the best thing. Not always the best thing. Yes, I still have problems speaking, just like I did back then. The 2000s. The 2010s when I got there. I haven't had a chance to read these posters because I was in a bit of a rush that day, but I'm not even sure what happened. And then the 2020s. Let's give there's this picture now on the wall of the mascot, all dressed up for COVID. COVID was the start of the end for the college, apparently. And at the very end of these long posters, they had this one, saying celebrating 75 years of Anna Maria College. Shame it never got to 100. Well, not 100. Let's see, I think it could have made it to 80. And I think it did. Sort of. Then closed forever. This was the auditorium. I didn't stay long as there was clearly a function going on there. I didn't want to disturb them. This is St. Joseph Hall, the science building. I have my advertising class in there, and I believe I also have my accounting class in there. That building was creepy. I mean, look at it. It looks like a mausoleum. But I assure you, there's a lot more to it below ground. Yes, you gotta take stairs down to the actual classrooms, or at least the ones I used. This is Trinity Hall. That's where I had my environmental equity class. Come on, focus, damn it. And some other classes. It's also where the nurse's office is. I remember one year I got very sick around midterms and thought it was just my allergies being assholes. Coughing so hard I had to squeeze my own neck to get the phlegm out, and turns out I had the flu. My teacher sent me to the nurse and she's like, "Oops, you got the flu, go to your room, Joe." I'm like, uh-oh. This was, I believe, 2011. So I just went to my dorm room and hanged out there. But I was trying to be my best self studying. But yeah, as this chalk fiend says, we love you, AMC. I'm gonna miss that college so much. And now it's gone. The students are left. The teachers are looking for new jobs. The doors have shut. God knows what it'll look like in a year. I mean, I know how abandoned buildings work. They start off pristine, then everyone finds out about them, starts tagging and graffitiing, maybe breaking in, stealing stuff. If you're not careful, eventually it just gets knocked down. I really hope it bounces back. I heard the one up in New Hampshire bounced back for one more year. I'm not sure how Maria will. Anyway, enough sadness there. I might as well show you how things are working on the animation front. I'm still working on that one of the mascots. And I got way overboard with the backdrop. They got a city here that I made using assets from Mario Kart 8. And those assets are Toad Harbor and... Oop, I forgot to hide myself. Those assets are Toad Harbor and Mute City. I've combined them together. Oh, and LA Laps. Those would be the traffic lights and street lamps. But yes, I combined them together into a city. And in fact, used assets I also used in, and using, I should say, in the Ant-Man and Captain Fox animation, which I will get back to. I promise you that. It's just, my muse is so fickle, I swear. In case you were wondering, no, I'm not back. Buddy, I never left. The problem is, I've been in the corner and no one's noticed me as I kept chipping away at projects that I probably spent too much time on. Anyway, again, Massive City here, with the stadium in the center, right here. Right here. Yes. And it's going to be using football mascots. Miles, the Broncos mascot. Swoop, Phillies mascot, and Freddie Falcon, I forget which state he's the mascot of for football. I got this idea from the Super Bowl when the Seahawks were up against the Patriots. More on that in a minute. And the way this guy grows is this pump here he injected into his own body. Where the idea is these guys are made of cloth, so woof. I've had this idea for a while. Quite a while. You can blame Wes 13 for that one. He kind of inspired that idea many, many years ago with his own character. And I started the stadium. I started this animation back in February. I started with the stadium, which I used the Husky Stadium as a reference for, using textures again from Mario Kart 8 to speed the process up. I had a heck of a time with the lines on the stadium, let me tell you. I, for some reason, it took me forever to figure out the spacing of the lines. I know there's 100 yards in a football field. For some reason, my brain just couldn't fathom that, and I had to redo it several times. And the animation I animated there's actually animation frames here already, as you can see. Not going to show you too much. But the problem is that once Miles here got 3 of the stadium, that's where that damn smile came in. See, I always knew something like this would happen when I started this animation. I had hoped maybe I could keep him in the stadium, but I knew once he was out of it, and we could see what's beyond the stadium, I'd have to make a cityscape. Let me just show you what that looks like rendered. Let me save here in case everything crashes. No, so this is not the final lighting. I'll be editing the lighting and the clouds and the volumetrics in in Blender 5. I use 5 for render since December, and I use 2.79 for the bulk of my work because I'm just used to that the way it looks and acts with the user interface. But yes. Now this isn't one-to-one usage of the textures from Mario Kart 8. I've tinted some of the buildings' colors. I've made some new textures in normal maps using existing textures in normal maps. And I've even done some funky stuff with some of the buildings, as you can see here. But as you can also see, the file is getting very laggy. Look at this, look at this. Lumia's jaw. Okay, well, first of all, his mouth should never open that wide. But now I see I might need to fix this freaking... maybe it'd be fine if it was not too twisty. Which number? Just the twist. I mean the aperture of the opening of the mouth. Come on. Also, I've had a lot of computer problems lately. My computer has blue screened like 4 times. The file has crashed 3 times. My computer has gone to the lag mode several times, which I figure out it wasn't actually lagging, it was the monitor lagging. Just unplug and plug it back in, you're fine. Oh, great. I swear that wasn't a problem before, so why are you acting up? I'll worry about that later. But yes, the models I actually tweaked. As you can see here, this guy's got his cast modifiers on to give him some buffness. But I also tweaked the hair. I tweaked the face shape. Originally, his mouth went all the way over to here, but I closed up the mouth to give it a more accurate horse shape, which is good in my opinion. I also shrunk the head so it's more proportion. I also had to mirror his whole body and then unmirrored the textures, so it'd be symmetrical and easier for cast modifiers to do their job. And I also modeled him actual feet. Why did I give him toes? It just felt right, because the original version of his model has sneakers, so I don't want the sneakers to grow with him, so I should give him feet. But like my feet. And I realized, damn it, I know 2 guys with horses who have human feet. I blame you, Marvin. And I blame the other guy too. I'm terrible with names, okay? Marvin and... I am really terrible with names. I'm not even sure I'm saying Marvin's name right. Because sometimes it might be Martin, so Marvin. Tiberius. Is it Marvin? Or is it Martin? Let's see, is it Marv or Martin? Marvin. No T. So I at least got that one right. But yes. And I designed it so the feet would have the same kind of texture vibe as his actual body. And this is actually my first ever modeled human foot. Wow. And I think it came out really good. But Freddy here. This freaking guy. Let me tell you about this guy. This guy is a pain in my ass. First off, all those feathers on his head? They don't want to play ball. Some fly off into the universe, some clip into themselves and become twisted messes. They're awful to work with. The feathers on his arms are mildly better. His tail feathers, not much better than his head feathers. And there always seems to be something wrong with that model. And this fluff stuff up here, also a pain in the ass. However, on the other side of the spectrum, Soup here is actually very pleasant to work with, for the most part. Like, what the? Where's his hand? Oh, no, no, no. Don't tell me something disappeared. Uh-oh. Ah, my leg just fell asleep. That sucks. Ugh, where is his hand? Where is his hand? Why is his hand missing? Where is your hand, sir? Is there a mirror modifier? No. Oh. The hand was there last time I checked. Oh, it's on the wrong layer. He gave me a freaking heart attack, man. So I animate on different layers so I can see the characters without the backdrop blocking my view. Okay, that's a relief. But anyway, Swoop here is very important. Why? Well, he's part of the animation on Go Turn Go. Once this guy is fully inflated, no, he's not at his full size yet. That's what. Let's see, is it on this layer or on the next one? This right here marks where his shoulder will be when he's full size. And don't worry, I made sure he'd still fit in the stadium. And when he's that size, he'll stomp Freddy here, then grab Swoop, pick Swoop up, go, ha 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 ha, I'm so devious or whatever. Inhale deeply and then inflate Swoop into a football. And then, this is the cute part, I'm going to have the animation quickly go from over here where the inflation happened to this Jumbotron. What? Okay, I made the cutout for you. So why are the cutouts not here? Oh, that's another thing they fix, isn't it? I'll worry about that in a minute. But yes, it'll go from Swoop to this Jumbotron where it'll go instant replay. If a slow-mo of Swoop inflating, because I just know that with a puff from Miles here, Swoop will become just football instantly. So we'll have the slow-mo showing him slowly inflating the football. First game rounder, then oval, and then football shaped. Then Miles will grab, take Swoop, maybe laugh again, then like a football, throw him. And then that was where the animation was going to end. But then I started thinking to myself, is that really what I want to end? Is it really? And then I was like, what if something else happens at the end? Because I was talking to the guy, Fiegel, who also uses Swoop as his persona with some modifications. I was thinking, what if there was a second Swoop? Then I was thinking, what if there was actually Fiegel himself? I just add the model some more to look like Fiegel. Remove the wings from the arms and put them on his back. And I thought, what if I just screw all that noise and make the Seahawks mascot instead? Another bird? Anyway, what if I have a third character in this animation, no, fourth character in this animation, and have them watch Swoop the football go flying overhead and like, can't have that, and start fun puffing his way up to such a giant size that he can stomp Miles flat and end it there. Now, for that one, I thought, well, if I do that, I'm going to have somewhere for that guy to start off with, so that's why this whole area exists. Yes, I made a second smaller town area. And I put the other bird right at this X. Come on. Right here. And you'd be like, oh, we can't have that. And start thumb puffing. And then I'd slowly have the camera pull back as the bird got bigger and bigger. I keep it the same elevation, but just keep pulling it back and back and back and back. You get the picture, and just keep pulling back into the city until we're back at the stadium with Miles, who's doing a touchdown dance, and the big bird stops puffing and stomps. Now, I bet you're wondering, why didn't Miles just keep getting bigger? Well, he's distorted. He's at his limit when he's at his full size. Like, any bigger, and you go, and I know you guys love that. Heck, I might even have him pop when he gets stomped. Again, if I go with Swoop, it's weird because then you'd be the only one with two identical mascots. If I go with Fecal, I'd have to edit the model to have the wings on the back, and I need to make the wings, or... yeah, I'll have to make the wings. I've made wings before. I could possibly steal them from a different model of mine, but I don't know on that one. I could make the Seahawks character who has no wings, but then I have to make a whole new model from scratch. Or I could... well, I could make the whole new model from scratch, or I could add Swoop into the Seahawks mascot. That's the fourth option I had considered. But it won't look as nice as the... well, let me just show you. A friend of mine, when I found doing the Seahawks mascot, I contacted a friend of mine, Hartman, to do the T-post reference. He's very nice. He really helps me out with my projects, doing T-post references. Awesome guy. Highly recommend you commission him. Let's see. The Seahawks mascot. This is what we came up with for the Seahawks mascot design, which is very retail, but I like it. I'm gonna go with that. I don't know at this point. Right now I'm just working on the backdrop endlessly till I decide what I go with. But yeah, that's where I've been for the past few months. Working on some of these. Worrying about some of that. Having some PC crashes. Oh, and I've taken up painting. Yes, painting. Last year I started to paint, and everyone's like, wow, you're really good at this. Why are there so many black pictures in my gallery? I must have done bum pictures or something. And this is how my latest one looks. I've been taking classes, and I think it's really helping. But yes, that's pretty much everything that's been happening lately, and that's why I uploaded that vlog from back when I was in college. Now, can I speak any better than I did then? You be the judge. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm very sorry I haven't posted anything new. I was intending to have a new animation done at the end of last year, or at least the start of this year. But I keep adding stuff, and my ideas keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And my muse keeps shifting, and stuff keeps happening. My dad had a medical crisis in February. He's better now, thank God. It's just, oh, so much shit's been going down, I swear. At least it feels like a lot of shit. And a lot of good too. A lot of good. But yeah. Again, thank you for sticking with me all these years. And I just want to also point out that, well, I have 6,700 subs on my channel now. Thank you for all the subs. They mean a lot. Only about 90 3,300 till we hit that silver play button. So like, comment, and subscribe in the down there, and help me reach that goal if you want. Honestly, I'd love to have a silver play button on my wall. I don't need gold. I don't need diamond. I don't need platinum. I just want silver. That will never happen. Also, thank you to everyone subbing to the second channel, Dragon Disaster Gaming. That means a lot. I meant to actually upload more stuff to Dragon Disaster Gaming, but thankfully it's all uploaded automatically at the moment. But I've been meaning to upload the more ABI factors and Pacific Drive, maybe some of the DLC from Power Wash 2, the clean up the Arcane Library stuff, keep digging with Viconis. It's just, I'm one man. I'm already doing a lot of stuff. I'm one man with ADHD, so I can get distracted easily too. And I got hours and hours and hours and hours of ABI to cut down. Sometimes I wonder if I should hire an editor, but someone tells me that might not pay out in the long run. Like, whatever. You know what they say? You gotta do it yourself. I don't know. No. What they say is you can whine all day or you could do something about it. And I'm trying to do stuff about it. So yeah, the good news is I have so much Power Wash Simulator 2 content that I'm good to next year for Dragon Disaster Gaming. Again, thank you for subbing to it. That means a lot. And thank you for all those watching my Twitch channel streams and subbing to the Patreon. You help make all this happen and make me feel like it's worth something. But yeah, that's the state of Draco Rex, June 20th, 2026. And that's why I re-uploaded an old video vlog. Hope you all have a great day and see you in the next one.